It's funny how there's just like nothing and all of a sudden it just starts jumping. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Wild Wednesday Live. I'm your host today, Raylene from JustNotions.com. And I see a lot of you are already getting signed on and you know the drill. But if you haven't already, let's go ahead and take our roll call. Just type in the comments where you're watching from so we know where you're at. It's always a lot of fun for Beth and I to go back and look at that later. I do want to give you a reminder that our next in-person show is Sacramento, and that's at the Cal Expo Center, March the 24th through the 26th. And if you were watching last week, we did announce that we will be having our first ever after party, and that's going to be Friday night from 6:30 to 8:30 at the Arden Star Hotel on Howe Avenue, just right by Cal Expo. Tickets are still on sale. They're $25, which goes to cover the costs of having the event. We will have door prizes and games with prizes. We'll have snacks and water. Make sure you eat something before you come because we're not going to feed you dinner, but we will have some things to snack on. And everybody that comes, as part of your ticket price, you're going to get a goodie bag full of terrific stuff. Believe me, far more than the $25 you pay for your ticket. Now, we are going to limit this to 40 tickets sold. So make sure you don't wait till the last minute. Now, you can either go on my website, justnotions.com, and then normally you would click on Wild Wednesday, but for the next few days, you will click on Raylene's Favorites. And there's a thing right there to click on to buy your ticket. If you have any questions about any of that, you can just put them in the comments and someone will get back to you about that. And let's see, what else do we need to talk about? All the vendors today can be found quick and easy by going to the quiltcraftsowmall.com. And that's where you're going to get not only them, but a lot of other of your favorite vendors all in one spot, just like you're being at a mall. And let's see, I want to make sure I don't forget any of this housekeeping stuff. If you have questions for any of our vendors, we do ask that you wait till the end of the show. We will have a question and answer period. So if you think of something, jot it on a scratch pad. If you type it in too early, we might not see it and we may not get that answer because when we're on and we have so many people watching, the comments sometimes are just flying by. So it's kind of hard for us to see them all. And let's see. Oh, of course, if you ever miss one of our shows, which I don't know why you would, it should be your high priority. I mean, call in sick from work, kick everybody out of the house. But if you do ever miss a live show, you can always catch it on our YouTube channel, which is also Wild Wednesday Live. You can see all of our past episodes from the year and 3 or 4 months we've been doing this now. And while you're there, be sure and hit that subscribe button so you never miss any lives that we put up. And then one other quick reminder is when we are at the live show, which will be, again, March in Sacramento, we do special lives from the show floor. So on Wednesday, we give you a behind-the-scenes setup day. And then on Thursday and Friday, we're going to interview several of the vendors who are at the show. Some of them you've seen on the show before, but this way you'll get to see their entire booth and all the cool stuff that they carry. Now, when we're at a live show, that's always going to be at 3 o'clock local time. And the reason for that is we have to wait until it's slow enough that Beth and I can get out of our booths. So and we'll remind you of that, as we get a little bit closer. But we also always like to remind you, if you're coming to the show, be sure you come up to Beth and I in our booth or the cashier in our booth and say, I get wild with you on Wednesday, and we will have a special Wild Wednesday Live gift for you at the show. Okay, I think that's probably about it for now. We're going to talk about door prizes a little bit later in the show. So today our first presenter has been on the show a few times, but normally we just get Liane, but today we're getting Julie and Liane, so we're very excited to welcome Beyond Interiors back to the show. So let's get Ron to bring them in. Hello, you guys.
Hi there.
How you guys been?
We are doing well. I'm Liane Scott. This is my business partner, Julie Miller.
And who's your assistant?
And our assistant, this is Mochi Scott, who is happy.
Yeah, we occasionally have a dog or a cat that thinks they need to be on camera. So we were laughing when we saw him up there. But we're going to turn it over to you so you can show everybody what you've got today.
Great. So I wanted to start off with, I take a lot of professional cooking lessons just because I love to cook. And my neighbor is a professional chef, has written a cookbook, and I happen to be helping her with some classes through UC Berkeley. And she had this very cute little pot holder on top of a lid on her pot. And I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Oh, that's a pot lid grabber." And I said, "Oh my goodness, like I've never seen anything like that." And I actually just found out today this pattern comes from Italy. So of course she gave me one for Christmas, and Julie saw it and said, "I want one too. I'm going to make some." So with that, I will turn it over to Julie.
Well, hi, everybody. It's really nice to be back. I don't know where I've been, but a little out and about. My daughter now lives in Hawaii, so I did get to flit off for a little bit. Okay, these are just too cute. For one thing, when I'm cooking, sometimes a really thick pot holder is just too much, and you're picking up the lid and it kind of slips off and you're muttering to yourself. So when I saw this pattern, I mean, not only is it too cute, but it's very simple to make. So you take 2 pieces of fabric, you cut an 8-inch circle. That's the size that I use. Clearly, you can do whatever your heart desires. So then you're just going to cut an 8-inch circle. You're going to cut it in half so that it's a semicircle. You're going to put the 2 pieces of fabric together, and then you're going to put the batting on the inside, on the other side. And then it's just a very simple, you just sew. It's going to turn out like this, and you're just going to sew this seam. Obviously, you're going to want to put the edges together because, I mean, I'm just too clean to let it, fray and look kind of funky. And meanwhile, I don't know if you can see the little black edge. If you just stick the little, I use like bias tape and fold it in half.
Here's another.
And it's just, you make sure that you stick this little guy in here. You sew this up, you zigzag it, and you flip it. And it's just a very simple, very efficient, because of the lid is not that hot. I have copper cookware with a brass, a handle. And yes, of course it gets hot, but it's not horrifically hot. And it's just enough thickness that you don't have any, darn it, I never do that right. The thickness is just perfect. And I also want to reiterate to you, just in case of emergency, if you have a new baby boy, bloop, while you're taking and changing the baby's diaper. And this ensures against dire and utter catastrophe, at least on top. I have nothing to say about the bottom. But these are just the cutest little things. And for us sewers, we can make them. We have other people that come into our booth when we're at these shows and go, "Oh my God, this is so perfect." It's just, a great thing. So you can just pick them up and let people be amazed. Obviously, they're perfect for little hostess gifts or for just a little something that you want to show somebody. So for all us chefs out there, this has been the fun thing. And you can just enjoy the most outrageous material possible. I made a couple of Star Wars fabric ones, and this woman just came unglued because her son, she wants to teach her son to cook. And so just having these pot holders and the pot lid just floated her boat. So there we go.
So I wanted to let everybody know that we have a few of these left on our website for sale, but we could also make them for you out of any fabric that we have. So just let us know. With that, we thought we'd show you some of the things that we have made, actually mostly Julie. She's the excellent seamstress here. So we're going to start out with some of our table runners here, and Julie can talk about those.
All right, let me take this one. So if you've looked at our website at all, you know that we are absolutely enamored with the Aboriginal fabric. I met a woman from Australia, a couple, when actually Liane and I were traveling in Italy. That seems to be the theme for today, Italy as the starting point. And we have just become the best of friends throughout the years. And that started our absolute obsession with African or Aboriginal fabric. So I take these table runners.
This way.
Nope.
This way.
Always the wrong way. There we go. Actually, I should move back. So the table runners are this Aboriginal fabric. And what I do is make napkins that are 18 inches square. So you'd need 2 yards of fabric for a 72-inch runner, and you need 1.5 yards fabric for 48-inch runner. If you cut it 18 square, that will give you 4 napkins per yard, leaving these strips, which are approximately 8 inches. So that's how you do the fabric with no leftover. So you take one of the remnants and cut it in half. And then you take the other remnant, and that's the solid inner piece. A word to the wise, always cut on the salvages, because otherwise, if you cut on the fold, you're going to get 4 pieces, not one. You're not going to get a piece in the middle that's going to be a really nice size piece for you to work with. And what I do is put in bias tape. This is an easier piece to see. So here's the bias tape as an in-between to separate and make them beautiful. This is a special favorite of Liane's and mine's. We are ocean people. We are wonderful beach girls that just love everything about the ocean. This is the Aboriginal design with turtles on the outside, and then a beautiful inside pattern that includes crocodiles, starfish, fish, everything wonderful about the ocean. One of the most things about the greatest thing about this particular one is this fabric is now out of print. So if you do like this particular piece, it is a one of a kind. But we do have other Aboriginal fabrics that are really interesting that we can. So if you're a seamstress, then you can make it yourself. And if you want to have something ready done, please look on our list. So here's another pattern. These are just incredible artists from Australia that have sold these designs, and they're all female artists, I might add. So always giving a sister a break. Here's another really interesting. These are considered like green waves, and this is called
Yumu.
And they're just fascinating patterns. If you really look carefully at them, some of them have little feet so that you can see that the people walking through the bush. Sometimes there's little bugs, or just really, really interesting patterns. Here's one with an Aussie favorite, obviously, is kangaroos. And it's those beautiful blues. I mean, I just always love blue. It's so soothing and comforting. And then we go to Hawaii. We have napkins that are just very fun, very frivolous. Here is sushi. That's like the little pot holder, the lid holder, sorry. And then here's another fabric from Hawaii. This fabric is so cute. I have a new grandson, and he was a peewee at Christmas, and I made him a Christmas stocking. Since he was born in Hawaii, I made him a Christmas stocking out of this. It's just too cute. Meanwhile, back in Australia, this is called Yelpy Blue, and it's just a beautiful pattern that, as you can see, will hide all mistakes at a dinner table. Very important to think about. This is a shell pattern. This is really an interesting pattern. It's called Bush Banana. And as you open it up, you'll see this lovely floral design. Here's what's called Bush Sultana, also an interesting Aboriginal design. Here's the matching napkins to the kangaroo table runner. And here are the matching napkins to the black and white. Very striking. It's very pretty on your table. So meanwhile, we just buy fabric that we absolutely love. And I just have fun just choosing fabrics and doing something with them. So here's Potholders. And I have two different styles. I have this one where I use bias tape all the way around, and then it's plain in the back. And then I got ambitious and started cutting the front a little larger so that you could flip it over. And now you can see the stripe of fabric on the other side. So these are for a gift. These are wine bottle carriers. You can put a bottle of wine or champagne. It'll fit a bottle of champagne. And here's another with our Hawaii love of the beach theme. So that's kind of our interest these days, as we've spent so much time indoors. It's been a lot of fun making creative things, as I'm sure you guys have figured out too.
So we hope to see you at one of these shows coming up. And I know a lot of people have stopped in our booth and said, oh, I saw you on Wild Wednesday, which is so nice to be recognized. And we appreciate what Raylene and Beth have been doing all these Wednesdays. It's a lot of work, I know, on their part. Today, we are offering 20% off of our fun stuff, great gifts section. And that includes all these things that we showed you today. And there's more things on there as well. So please visit our website, and we hope to see you soon.
Thanks so much.
That was so fun. I love the little knob holder. What a good idea. And actually one of our regular viewers, I have to remember now who it was real quick. Mo. It was Mo. She said it's a PPTP.
Yes.
So I thought that was funny. It made me laugh while you guys were doing it. But if you will hang around to the end, I know there have been a couple of questions already, so I'll try and remember them since they typed them in already. But we'll be back with you in just a few minutes.
No worries.
Okay, guys, that was so fun. You know, they have such unique fabrics that you're not necessarily going to find anywhere else. And she mentioned that they enjoyed meeting some of you guys at a recent show. And we actually had someone post on our Facebook page that they had met her. So it's always fun for all of us. You know, Beth and I talk about it, but all the vendors love when you say something and tell them you saw them on the show so that they know all their hard work to come on the show is paying off. So, okay, so next up is somebody we have been waiting to come back on the show for a very, very long time. You know, she's been back doing live shows, slow but sure. But finally, we have Adele back. We have so many new viewers. We said, we've got to get you back on because a lot of people have not seen your product. It's so fun, and with spring on the horizon, there's so many fun, cool things that people can make. So we're going to welcome Adele back right now. Hey, Adele.
Hey, everybody.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back.
I know you've got some fun stuff to share with everybody, so I'm going to turn it right over to you.
Okay. I'm not going to be demoing today. I'm just going to be talking about a couple of specials that we have going on right now with Chalk Couture. And first of all, I want to thank Beth and Raylene and everybody that has prayed for me, sent me good thoughts for getting better and all that stuff. I'm still, struggling with the long hauler stuff, but I feel like I'm getting a little better all the time. So the February specials that Chalk Couture has come up with have been so amazing that they've actually ran out of some of them, so that what they're doing is they're shipping them later. But let me tell you about the special they have. So we have a subscription plan called Club Couture, where you receive a exclusive design, 8.5 by 11 size, from Chalk Couture in the mail each month. Now, what they are offering is if you sign up this month in February, they will send you 5 additional past Club Couture transfers, which is a significant thing. That's $75 value just for signing up for Club Couture. Now, if you place an order after you sign up, say you wanted to get some ink or paste because you're going to need something, and you spend $60, they are going to send you 5 different additional Club Couture transfers from the past. So I'm dropping the link in the comments right now for Club Couture promotion. So there's a potential to get 10 additional transfers to double dip. And actually, if you wanted to place an additional $60 order, you would get 5 more transfers. So for each $60 order you place on my website, after you've enrolled to be Club Couture, you'll see what I'm talking about. But after that, you will, after that you will get, for every 60 you spend, you will get 5 additional transfers. So it's a really neat value for somebody to get started. Hey to everybody. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Cindy. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I can't say hi to everybody because I'll lose my total train of thought. But that is Club Couture. Now, we also have, I'm going to post my website real quick because we are going to be offering a newsletter. And I would love for you guys to sign up for the newsletter from Chalk Couture. That way you'll be able to keep track of what's going on, what the new offers are. They won't spam you. It will be just probably once a month. I think they said mid-month. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is we have a Pinterest-like group on Facebook, and it's called the Chalk Room. And in the Chalk Room, what we do is we do live tutorials where you can see people from all over the country doing the same thing I would normally do if I was demoing on a Wild Wednesdays. So I'm going to drop that in the comments right now. Hey, thanks, Mary. I see some of my friends hopping on here. So I'm going to be in Sacramento, and I am also going to be at the after party. I want you guys to come and hang out. I will be contributing to the gift bags that you're going to get. I'm brainstorming some amazing ideas, things I can actually just give you as a gift for, supporting us and supporting me. I can't say enough how much I'm grateful for what you guys have done. And let's see, what have I talked about? The Club Couture, all the fun stuff. Okay. So I think that's basically it. I don't want to take up all the time because I know Beth loves to talk a lot more than I do. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just giving her a hard time. I love Beth. She's fun and crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of our viewers at Sacramento. Make sure you come to my booth and say I get wild with you on Wednesdays. My crew is trained. They know what that means now. So, yeah, come and check it out. And definitely want to see you at the after party. So let me see. Is there anything else I can talk about? The newsletter, Club Couture. If you want to be a designer, I will put that in the link also. What that means is for $99, you get $250 worth of stuff from that point forward. You would get 40% off. and you become a part of my team, and that's fun and amazing. You never have to build a business if you don't want to. You can just have fun with the discount. Oh, great, Carolyn, we'll see you there. I'm so offended. I don't know who's offended. Anyway, thanks everybody. And Beth, Raylene, you can come back on and maybe trigger my brain to work a little bit better. So
Well, that was Beth that said, I'm so offended when you said
Oh.
she liked to talk. I could see her on the screen backstage, and her face was priceless when you said that. And
Oh,
she's
that's
laughing there now, too. So,
That's
but that
awesome.
was great, Adele. It's good for us to get reminded about all that stuff because I, for one, I mean to join the club every time I see you, and then I forget. So maybe this time I finally will. So you have to remind me. If I don't, you need to stay on me. And maybe between the two of us, our two brains will make one.
Make one. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, hang around. We'll bring you back on at the end for question and answer.
Great. Thanks, Raylene.
Okay. Next, I'm going to demo something. Beth and I both had something we wanted to share today. So there's a lot of some of my mom's older patterns that, like what you guys know from previous shows, that we've been resurrecting just to kind of help decorate the booth now that we don't have all the circle quilts since we sold that part of our business. But this has been one of my favorites since she did it. So I've been playing around with it a little bit more. And first, I'm going to show you one of the quilts that she did with it, more like a wall hanging. It's called Signs. So here it is. I'm going to hold it up over my face so you can see it. Hopefully you can see that. The block is actually, let me see, get it in front of the camera here. See, that's the block. See that small part right there. And you can put the blocks together in lots of different ways to get lots of different designs. Now, because we all love stuff that we can do fast and easy, this is definitely a very low skill level. New beginners, you can do this. It's so simple. Because here's what the pattern looks like. Let me grab a pattern here. Here's the pattern. And inside it, you're getting an acrylic template that's going to help you do some marking and just some basic instructions because it's so super easy. So I'm going to move over to the other camera right now. To do this, you actually just start with an 8-inch square. I'm sorry, let me double check my measurement. Yeah, 8.5-inch square. Excuse me. And your template that comes in the kit is 8.5 inches. So you could use this to get your starting blocks cut and just rotary cut them real quick. Now, I did this on some white because I wanted you to be able to see really easy. So after you cut that 8.5-inch square, then you're going to cut what we call the fan base. And you're just going to, you can just pin it down. But notice how we have like a rainbow look on our template? Okay, let me turn this around the other way. Okay, if you lay this square right in the center of that 8.5-inch block, you're going to take your marking pencil and mark in each one of the grooves. Okay, and also right here around the bottom so you know where to place the fan. Now, in the pattern, Charlie tells you to turn the edges down on the fan base. Let me get in front of the camera here. But you don't have to do that, and I'm probably going to make a few changes to that pattern because you just cut this piece, and then I just take a small piece of fusible and put underneath of it and iron it down. I don't need to worry about those edges being down. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use 1/4-inch bias tape, and you're just going to put it down on those lines, and that's how you get your fan or your rainbow, whichever you want to call it. So there's a couple of different ways, though, that you can do that. Now, I'm going to show you a finished one. First of all, let me show you here. On this one, I just used some quick bias tape that I made with my bias tape maker, which we're going to look at in a second. And then I sewed it down using a double needle because you're going to have to sew on each side of that tape. It's a lot faster to do that with a double needle. And on this one, I used, it's a 3.0 by 75. Actually, this was an embroidery twin needle. But we also have a multi-pack on the website that has 3 different size twin needles in it, which is a good bargain because that way you've got different ones for whatever you need to do. But the 3.0 was perfect for the 1/4 inch. Now here's one that's finished, and I used variegated pre-made adhesive bias tape. It comes in lots of different colors. Let's hold up there. We've got variegated, solid colors, and it's already got the adhesive on the back. But if you can see that, it is not cheap. These come in 5.5 yard packs for $14.50. So it's pricey. But if you're just doing something small and you want to get it done quick, it might be worth it to you to do that. But what I like to do, and again, on this one, I did use that pre-made. And when you press it down, it's just going to hold it long enough for you to stitch on top of it. It's not going to stay there permanently, but at least you hold it in place, excuse me, until you sew it down. But the best way to go is to make your own adhesive bias tape. We have the Clover Bias tape. Okay, easy for me to say. The Clover Bias tape makers that actually, while you're making your bias tape, you have the strip of adhesive that's running through at the same time. So as you're pulling it through and you're pressing it, you're adhering it. Then when you're ready to put it down on whatever you're going to put it on, then you peel this man, my tongue is tied today. You peel the paper back, and there's an adhesive that got left on the back side of your fabric, which is going to hold it in place until you stitch it down. Now, if you haven't done bias makers before, okay, this is the one I just showed you. This is $7.50. Oh, I keep forgetting to turn around. This is $7.50 for the tape maker, and then a package of the adhesive, which is 40 feet for $4.20. So you can see how that's a lot cheaper than buying that pre-made. So we also have just the regular bias makers without the tape, the adhesive tape. And all you're going to do is you're going to cut a 1/2 inch strip. So if you're doing 1/4 inch bias, you just double the size. So you need a 1/2 inch strip. I find it's easier if you cut the end at an angle. Then you're simply going to start, see if you guys can see there's kind of an opening there. You are going to feed it right side up, right through there. And if it doesn't go all the way through on its own, just take your purple thing and push it through till you can grab a hold of that end. Then when we turn it upside down, you're going to hold your little handle. And then as you pull it through, you just press it with your iron so that then you have your perfect bias tape. And of course, because I'm not pressing, it's opening it up. But as you pull it through, you're making that perfect bias tape. And again, the difference with this one is that you're going to feed your adhesive backing through the top so that you're pulling those through together as you press it down and you're adhering that adhesive. I cannot say enough about these. It is so much easier. And, you know, if you're doing anything where you want to do those bias tapes, it's so quick and easy. And again, this is the only thing to your block. And then you can put those together any different ways that you want to get different designs. You can even just do a simple wall hanging. You wouldn't even have to put that many of them together. You could do every other one plain square, but it's a super, super quick and easy way to do either, you know, a lap quilt or a great big quilt or a baby quilt. But they're a lot of fun. They're get them done quick. Now, for our sale today, all of the pre-made bias tape, the bias makers, the adhesive, let me get both these in here. Both of the bias makers. Again, I already mentioned that. The needles, the double needles, and the signs pattern. If you go to our website, justnotions.com, under the Wild Wednesday tab, all these items are there. And today through midnight at Friday, they're 20% off. So it's a great way just to kind of get started doing this fun project. Now, here's the kind of disclaimer to that. So let me switch back to the other camera. So if you go on and order by midnight on Friday, I'm not going to be able to ship until Tuesday. we're headed out of town. As soon as I do the door prize drawing today, we're jumping in the car. It's all loaded, ready to go. We're finally getting a couple of days off work. And we'll be back on Saturday. However, Monday's a holiday, so I won't be able to ship until Tuesday. So I just want you to know, normally, I ship within 24 hours, but there will be a couple of day delay. So you know what? I'm thinking, let me change that. Hopefully Ruth is on here listening. If not, I'll text her later. Since I can't ship until then and it's a holiday weekend, let's run this sale through midnight Monday. That way it gives you a little extra time. That way if you have to, take your pop bottles or your cans back to the recycle center to buy all this stuff that you see today, that'll give you a little extra time. But so anyway, that's called signs. And that's an easy way to do a lot of different patterns, actually. If you like to do crazy quilt, doing that 1/4 inch bias is a great way to just do it raw edge. They do make the black. Oops, if I dropped it on the ground. They do make the black, which is great if you do stained glass look. It's a lot faster. And, usually those are smaller wall hangings. So, if you invest in a package, it's not quite so painful. But again, these are also all, 20% off. And actually the black one that I have is actually 11 yards. So that's when you look at it, if you wonder why it's so much more. So it's normally $24.30, but you're going to get about right around $5 off of that. So if you like to do stained glass, you might want to grab one of those while it's on sale again now through midnight Monday. So I think that's it for my little demo here. So we are going to, real quick before I bring Beth in, Beth's got some fun stuff to show you today, but I know you're probably wondering what's going on with door prizes. So we have some great prizes today. We have 2 pairs of socks from Beyond Interiors. We have a goodie bag of fun stuff from Adele at Chalk Couture. We have a Notions bag of goodies from Just Notions. And also I'm going to give one of the signs patterns with a bias tape maker and tape, the one that does the adhesive. And we have 2 Wild Wednesday mugs from Wild Wednesday Live. So to take part, if you're brand new with this, to enter the door prizes, in just a second, I'm going to give you a secret word. All you do, type in the word 1 time. You only need to do it once. Then after the show, I will go put everybody's name on my magic wheel and select the 5 winners. Then I will post right here on the Wild Wednesday Live Facebook page who the winners are and what you need to do to redeem your prize. Now, I got to give you another disclaimer. I am having trouble getting my email on my phone and my iPad. So normally, as soon as you email me, I respond and I copy the vendor that donated the prize and all that. But if I don't do it right away, don't panic. It'll have to be when I get back on Saturday. I will do my best to try to get connected to my email, but I've been having nonstop problems. We'll have Ron's laptop, so hopefully we can get on through there. But I don't want anybody to think that I'm not getting your messages. Okay, so let's bring in my co-host and my dear friend, Beth, the talker. It's kind of hard for me to say that since I'm not shutting up.
I was going to say that, but I was trying to keep quiet.
Well, it was funny because I saw your face when Adele said that, and I just busted up laughing because it was like, excuse me.
I know. It's one thing to think it, Adele. It's another thing to say it out loud.
Yeah. Well, Adele is laughing right now too. I can see her backstage.
It's a true story, Adele. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Well, you guys should be like little mice when Beth and I are on the phone, because we're both talkers and we both have so many ideas and our brains are going 100 miles an hour and we just talk over the top of each other. And we don't realize we're doing it, I think, half the time. So
yeah.
That's what happens.
Jenny, don't worry. She hasn't given the code word yet. Just be patient.
No, I'm making you guys suffer today.
Yeah, like you have to watch the whole show to get it.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you because we're so close to the end. But in honor of our Monday holiday, today's secret word is Washington.
Okay, girls, type it in really quick. I'm going to
pay attention to Beth
about nothing while they're typing it in, because nobody pays attention while you're talking. It's like chewing gum and walking at the same time.
It's not easy.
I
Well,
know.
we're going to go ahead, though, and give you the full screen, Beth, because I know you got some great tips for us today, and I can't wait to see them either.
Okay, so I am doing tips today because I don't really have anything planned for you girls. So just so you know, if you're new to watching, we do a live sale here at Fabric Chicks. And just in case you don't know, Raylene doesn't have a storefront, but she has an amazing website. But I actually have a storefront. So we have, we're open to the public Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. And I'm here most weekends if I'm not at a show, doing long arming and getting orders out. So, so with that said, we do a live sale every Wednesday at 4:00. So you have time to go to the bathroom, grab something to eat, take your bra off, whatever it is you want to do to get comfy, and then join us at 4:00 on the Fabric Chicks Creative Oasis Facebook or YouTube page. And during that live sale, we'll be selling the Minky, which I'm going to show you. So the other day we had some conversation, a little bit of a conversation about Minky and how everybody loves Minky, but they're afraid to use it because it shifts, it moves, it's too hard. I believe that it's well worth the benefits. So Minky is kind of a little bit tricky to use, but you'll be glad that you did it. So the first tip I'm going to give you is watch Shannon Fabrics. They have tons of YouTube. So Shannon Fabrics is who creates Minky. There's now QT Fabrics is doing a Minky type of fabric, and so is Timeless Treasures. So no, Leandra, thank you. They're not new. I just never wear them, but thank you. Yeah, Linda, I did. I said, take your bras off and get comfortable. Oh, Mary, go do your grocery shopping now so you can come back and shop. Oh, this is kind of dangerous, watching your comments as I'm trying to stay focused. Pat says, keep a small vacuum while cutting to clean up the mess. For sure. So if you vacuum as you're going with Minky, it's going to be so much nicer in your area. You're not going to have little fuzzy things blowing all over. But another tip that Dorothy gave us was to toss your cut pieces into the dryer with a damp cloth and no heat. And that will collect all the fuzz so that you will not get your machine all gunked up with Minky. Definitely, Rhonda, use a walking foot. You girls are saying all of my tips and tricks. Look, you're like getting all my notes out before I can say it. So another thing that you really want with Minky is sharp scissors, or for me, I like to use a rotary cutter, but the big one. So not the 45 millimeter, but the 60 millimeter, because you're going through all those layers. Sometimes the 45 millimeter, the one you normally use, does. Adele, I totally have notes. I prepare for everything, okay? I prepare for everything. So sharp scissors or a 60 millimeter rotary cutter will get through the ply, because it's kind of thick. And then you're going to want to change your needle if you don't already have a 90-14 or 116 needle in. And just a side tip, because I love to give you guys useless information. 90 and 14 are always going to go together because one is the US size and one is the European size. So 90-14 or 116, it's going to have a bigger it's a bigger needle. So that will sew through your Minky easier. Clover Wonder Clips are great because you can just clip the two pieces of fabric together that you're going to be sewing, because sometimes you lose your pins. They get lost in the thickness of the Minky. And then you're going to want to lengthen your stitch length to 4 millimeters or 8 stitches per inch. So I usually sew, Christy and I were debating this earlier, but I think that we usually sew at 10 to 12 stitches per inch. But you want to lower it to 8 stitches per inch. So just make your stitch length a little bit bigger. And then a lot of people ask me this all the time, and I've always just made up an answer, as you know, but I'm glad that my answer was correct when I went on to the Shannon Fabrics website. People are always debating whether you need to put batting in the Minky projects because the Minky's already thick. but it is I add bamboo to mine. It is recommended because it adds structure and weight, and it gives the quilting more dimension. So you definitely want to add batting to your project. And I'm going to show you what you'll be able to order later today on our Facebook Live, because it just came in, and we're having a hard time getting reorders from Shannon because everybody's just having a hard time getting stuff from their suppliers. So we're going to have it on the sale later today. But this comes in it's a Barnyard Quilt and book. Where are you going? Oh, okay. So this is the Barnyard Quilt, and we'll be showing it later with Roger videoing because he's a much better photographer than I am of myself. So here it is. Look at how cute that design is. So it's minky on the front and it's minky on the back. I did not add batting only because I want it to be squishy so you can fit it in the car seat or the stroller. If you add batting, it's going to be more of something you're going to want to keep at home. And then it comes in the kit. It comes with a minky soft book. So here, I think it's upside down. So here's the minky soft book. And I showed you girls how to do that last week, and gentlemen. Mary says the batting also lessens the shifting as it sticks to the minky, for sure. So here is the book that goes with it. So we'll have that on sale. And then we also have this fun one that comes in a kit. It's called Jubilee. And literally, I want to go home and climb into bed with this. So it's super big, super soft. I want to say that the Jubilee is $79.95, but I could be wrong. But so that's the fun stuff that we have. Those are the tips that I have. And that's pretty much all that I have, Raylene.
Well, that was a lot. That was good.
You said that they mostly wanted tips, so I worked on tips.
Well, I think it was that I wanted the tips.
Oh, okay.
Because I have not ventured into minky yet because it scares me. But now I think I can. I mean, between this, but I have to tell you, Ron and I were cracking up because they're typing in this stuff. And I go, if they would just wait, she's getting to all that. And I'm like, she's not going to have anything left to say because her girls are all so trained. They just pop right on there.
Well, they know that I need all the help I can get. So they're typing it in so that I can read it really quickly. But
I have to ask you a question.
I know.
Are you ready to party?
Yes. I'm so ready for the after party.
Me too.
Yes.
You know, guys, like I said, your gift bags that you get with your admission ticket, you're going to be amazed because we're gathering up so much cool stuff. So it's going to be just like, a Christmas stocking.
I think it's exciting. You know what has really been exciting for me is all the vendors that are excited about it and that are wanting to participate, and they're going to be there actually to kind of mingle with everybody on Friday night, and they're donating some fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, so far, guys, just so you know, the people that have talked to me, and then Beth can interject if she's heard from anyone else. But of course, Adele told you she's going to be there. Teresa and I believe Anna from Big Mat Rotary are going to be there. The people from Carriage Country Quilts, who we love, they're going to be there.
I'm
Linda
bringing
McGehee.
Linda
McGehee is going to be there.
Yes.
More important, Beth and I are going to be there.
Yeah. What more do you need? Okay.
I mean,
we're going to be there.
We're the icing on the cake, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Ruth, I will send you the tips. Okay.
She's already given you a hard time.
I know. She knows me. So
she's trying to keep us honest, but it's a hard job.
Good luck. Good luck. So I don't even know if everybody realizes that on the website, Ruth, where does Ruth put the tips that we give them every week?
She puts them on the Quilt Craft Sew Mall.
Okay.
And she puts them on our website sorry. Oh my gosh, my brain is gone. She puts them on the Wild Wednesday Facebook page. She puts them on, but we're also working on, guys, I guess I can go ahead and bring this up, is we are building our Wild Wednesday Live website so that we'll kind of have our own home so that, we'll be able to keep all this stuff on there and extra links and this, that, and the other. But right now she puts them on the Quiltcraft Sew Mall.
Perfect. Okay, and then Cindy Gygax, can they still get the hotel room at the discounted price?
We can try. Monday was the deadline, but the contact that I have there, she is super sweet and has been so gracious. And she did let me slide a late one in yesterday. So email me at justnotions@verizon.net. Email me and I can do my best to reach out to her tomorrow. My guess is we can probably still get it.
Okay, so Cindy, email Raylene right now so that I'm not responsible for this. And then I can put, you guys can go to Raylene's website and put the after party ticket in your shopping cart, or you can do it on our live at 4:00. You can comment and put it in there and we'll charge your credit card and get that all sorted out later.
Yeah, so if you guys are used to just going to Best Sells, she gives you a number, she puts it in your basket. If that's easier than going to my website, it's all about your ease of use. So if that works better for you, we're fine. We just want you there. We don't care how you buy your ticket.
Exactly. I think that I've made life so easy for them that now they really want to just order stuff and then have me sew it up for them and send them the finished project.
Well, and Ruth did just put in comments, the website, and where to click on my website for those of you that just want to buy your ticket that way. And, you'll get a confirmation, and then I'm going to mail you a receipt and everything, so you'll have that in hand. So you don't have to worry when you get there. You'll have your little receipt. Perfect. And I think that's probably about it.
And just so they know, because we have a lot of people that are commenting that they want us to do the after party in Puyallup and Boise. So this kind of is our experiment with the Wild Wednesday after party. Honestly, I mean, we could just be so exhausted from having a booth all day that we're like, oh, I don't know that we can smile and be nice for another 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, guys, that's a big consideration. Beth and I have talked about it. As bad as we want to do this, there's been those moments where, like, what are we thinking? We barely get back to the room and die after the show. And plus, if we don't sell, as many tickets as we have, then it ends up not being worth it for us to do because we do have to cover expenses and things. So we know that we need to sell as many tickets as possible to make sure we cover the expenses that we have. So, but yeah, there are several other locations where we know there's a lot of viewers. So we're just going to play it by ear for now.
Right. And then Ruth has a good question, and we might not be able to answer it on the spot. She wants to know if we can charge them for the goodie bag, even though they can't go to the show.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to work on that one, Ruth. We're going to work on that one. Okay. All right. That's all I have.
I think that's all we all have. Let me just double check my notes. The only thing is, I just want to remind, before we bring in everybody for the Q&A. So as Ron's bringing everybody back in, I just want to remind everybody that if you don't hear back from me, if you're one of the people that claims a door prize, don't panic, because I am, may not be able to get your email while I'm out of town the next couple of days. Let's see, what was it? There was something else. Oh, well, it must not have been that important because I don't even remember what it was. Yeah.
Oh, wait, here, Raylene. Beverly wants to know, she sees a lot more people watching on Facebook than YouTube. Do you monitor both for questions and names for prizes?
Yes. We do.
For sure.
Yep, absolutely. And then let's see. Okay, guys, if you have questions for any of the vendors, I know we had one for earlier for Julie. On your table runners, someone was asking, what's on the back?
Oh, a plain. It's just a plain back, plain black. Sorry. It's just plain black cotton.
So it's finished.
Yeah,
Makes
Yeah,
it finish. Awesome.
it's a one side deal.
Leandra, that's probably true. She says, our lovely faces will energize you.
For
That's what we're
sure.
counting.
We'll
Well,
get
and
that
we
planned.
have no
always
doubt
do.
that we can muster up the energy for 2 hours after. We're just not sure we're going to be able to get out of bed the next day to go work at the show. That's more.
Right.
Okay, let me see. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. You're right, Kathy. She says, until you have a booth that you sell from, you have no idea how exhausting it is. And let me tell you, the older we get, the harder it's getting. This used to be really easy. Beth, what's the cost of that furry farm material you showed? Do you know yet? I know you're going to have it on your sale. But...
It's on my sale right here. It comes with the quilt and the book, and it's $59.95.
Ooh, that's a good price.
I know. Super fun. And honestly, I did the quilt in probably about 45 minutes. They've got some super quick tips and tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just answered that. Sorry, Ron's trying to help us monitor the questions and stuff. Okay, anybody else have any questions before we let everybody get back to work? Raylene, oh, that's me. Is the Clover bias maker with adhesive able to make? Well, each maker is specific to the size, but I carry all the sizes, and they're all on the sale. So they go up to like, I think, a 2-inch wide. So if you're doing a big binding on a quilt, it's zip it right through there. But those are all on the website under Wild Wednesday. And Jenny, yes, you do need to get on at 4. I'm going to be in the car traveling, but I'm going to be on until we hit the dead spot in the country. So, because, I hate to think I might misfind something. So
you never know what you're going to find. And we've got lots of auction style stuff today too.
Oh, Pat would like to know, Adele, she wants to know, what is Chalk Couture?
So we use silk screen transfers to create
like the sign behind you.
The sign behind me, different shirts. You can use it on quilts. You can use it on tea towels. Pretty much anything you can think of, you can do with Chalk Couture. So,
and when she's feeling better, guys, we will have her on to do actual demo. It's just exhausting for her to stand and do all that until she's kind of feeling a little bit better. So we'll get her on. But if you join, their Facebook group, people are always demoing on there. I love it. We get so many great ideas watching the things on that Facebook page on the lives.
Yeah, when you click on that link and they ask you 2 or 3 questions, just make sure you mention my name or Wild Wednesdays, and I'll get you approved into the group.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions before we go? Not that I'm anxious or anything, but I'm headed for Vegas. So I got slot machines calling my name.
Raylene, I'm leaving for Vegas tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Are you serious?
I'm having a sibling reunion. We're going in for the Shania Twain concert.
So we're going on a vacation, and that's the only time we're going to see each other other than a show. Well, that is hysterical. We're going to be there through Saturday. How long are you there?
Too. Me too. Oh my God, we should talk more often.
Ron says bail money. That is so funny. Where are you staying?
The Bellagio.
Oh, well, yeah, no. You're a little highbrow. We're staying downtown at Four Queens. We're going cheap.
Well, it's a sibling.
We're there all the time. So.
Yeah. Well, Gigi's taking us to Shania Twain. So
oh, awesome.
She's picking. I didn't pick. Otherwise, we'd be at Motel 6.
Well, and the reason we always stay at Four Queens, here's a tip for you guys if you go to Vegas, because we only live like right over the hill from there, so that's our go-to getaway for a few days. But the room rates will look really great, and then they tack on resort fee, which can be $30 to $40 a night. The Four Queens downtown, although it's an older hotel, no resort fee. So a lot of times we'll get rooms for $29, $39 and no extra fees. So if you're not going to be in the room that much anyway. So that's my Vegas tip.
I fear that all of my siblings have decided to join, and they're all staying in my room. So it should be a party for sure.
You may not get as much rest as we're going to.
No, I don't think any.
But that's
rest.
pretty hysterical that we're going to be in the same place. on the
Yeah,
same day.
That's crazy.
Well, I hope you have a great time. I doubt we'll run into each other, but I hope you have a wonderful time. And
Me
it
too.
doesn't look like there's any. Yes, Margot, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I do. I live downtown too. White Castles. You got to go
There
have
was a
White
question.
Castles. Yes.
Susie Stout is new to this. Can you go over how to claim a door prize again?
Yes, absolutely. And thanks. I didn't see that when it flew by so fast. So, in probably half hour to 45 minutes after we end the show, I will post the winners on right here, the Facebook page, Wild Wednesday Live. I always put a big picture that's real colorful that says winner. That way you see it. And I pin it to the top of the page until all the prizes are redeemed. If you see your name, you're going to email me with your address, and that's going to be also right in that that post, so that you don't have to go looking for it. You're just going to email me with your address, and then I will get that passed on to the vendor that donated the prize, and we take it from there. So it's easy peasy.
And Raylene, can I just add, if you win my door prize, it's a $25 gift certificate, but it's your responsibility to call me and let me know what you want. I can't be tracking you down.
So if you win best things, hers is not a techie card. It's a call us, tell us what you want. We're gonna apply $25 out the door. Done, easy peasy.
Yes.
And
then
I'll,
Irene wants
Beth,
to know
I'll
how to
remind him of that
ticket
as well.
for the after party.
Say again?
Irene wants to know how to purchase a ticket for the after party.
Okay, you can either do it through Best Sell today at 4 o'clock, or you can go to my website, justnotions.com, and click on Raylene's favorites. And then you'll see a big thing that says party. And you'll just click on that and you can buy your ticket right through there. And Fremont, you better be there. And I think that I don't see any other questions. It's your last chance, guys. I'm about to head to the car and take off. I got to get there before Beth. So again, just give me half hour, 45 minutes to get those winners posted. It's actually, I'm getting it down to a science now, so I've been getting it up pretty quickly. But again, I can't stress this enough. Don't freak out if you don't hear from me right away on your email if you're a winner, because like I said, I'm having email trouble on my iPad and on my phone. So I want you to think we didn't hear you. Okay. I think that's about it. So I want to thank all of our vendors today. This was a great day with great presentations. I appreciate you guys all so much. Beth and I appreciate all y'all's support, both our viewers and our vendors. And we thank you for the great door prizes that you give us every time you're on. All right, guys, go out and make the rest of the day creative. So.
Right.
Bye now.
Bye.
Beth, you know I'm just teasing you.